Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 7, Episode 7, titled Maybe in Another Life. We're at Episode 7 and they're introducing a new couple to us. Well, let's get started. First couple is Tiger Lily and Adnan. So they are in a place called Petra. They say was built by giants thousands of years ago. It's a huge pink mountain, but Tiger Lily is pissed at Adnan because of his double standards. He can take off his shirt whenever the hell he wants to. She can't even show a little bit of cleavage or a little bit of belly. He can shake hands with females. She can't even touch a male. I'd be pissed too. I mean, if I can't do any of these things, then he shouldn't be able to do them either. So she jumped out of the car and walked off. His brother chased her down and asked her, "What's wrong?" She told the brother that she is always doing things to make Adnan happy, but he just does whatever the hell he wants to do. So then she starts to cry. And the brother was really sweet to her. He gave her a tissue and told her not to cry. Then here comes Adnan talking about, "Baby, why are you crying?" And then he wrapped this scarf around her head. And the scarf was kind of cute. I like that. She told him that she is not happy and he is being hypocritical. She says rules apply to her but not to him. He apologizes and she hugs him, but she's still not happy. So they walk through Petra together, and she's enjoying the sights, and her mood changed to happy again. Then they rode a camel, and everything is good for now. Next, they're all in a car driving, and I guess they're leaving Petra. Tiger Lily's friend is in the backseat talking mad shit. She said she is worried about them being separated or Adnan coming to the States and being homesick. Adnan told the girl, the friend, "Don't upset my wife." Because she's in the backseat just talking mad. She's talking about, how is it going to be when she's in the States by herself and you're here in Jordan by yourself? And then she's just talking shit. She needs to just shut her mouth. I guess she wants some airtime. So it's their last night in Jordan, and Tiger Lily does not want to think about the issues that her and Adnan have. So when they get to their hotel room, Tiger Lily was talking about going back to the States and finding a bigger house for when Adnan comes to visit her. And how it's hard to go back to video chatting after she's met him face to face. So then she starts to get emotional. He starts to get emotional. She sits in his lap. She hugs him and they cry. And I felt bad for them. I want to see them together and happy. Next is Chatty and Renee. Renee is packing to move to a hotel. Chatty came into the room and he asked her what's going on. She told him that she's packing. He said, "Packing?" She said, "Yeah." She told him that the offer still stands if he wants to go with her to the hotel. Chatty told her that he needs to sleep on it. As far as I'm concerned, him saying he needs to sleep on it means hell to the no. I ain't going to no hotel with you. Chatty told her that he needs to make arrangements. She said, "What arrangements?" He said he needs to put some things together. She said, "Things like what?" He said, "Clothes, money." But this heifer done inventoried his whole entire wardrobe. She said to him, "You only have 3 pairs of panties, 2 pairs of socks, and a couple of t-shirts." She told him, "Don't humiliate me by saying that you have to pack." She told him to stop with his bullshit excuses. She told him his excuses were pathetic. Chatty said he tried to explain to her about his fate, but she is not the type of person who like to hear people out. So he told her he has to discuss it with his sister and brother-in-law. And Renee said, "That's messed up." And I agree with Chatty. His sister and brother-in-law is responsible for him for his entire being. For him, they're responsible for him 100%. He has to discuss this with him. He can't just go off with some crazy lady to a hotel. He has to discuss this with them. Renee says, I'm dating 3 people. So she threatens him. She said to him, do you want to lose me forever? So I guess if he doesn't go to the hotel with her, he's going to lose her forever. So they're arguing back and forth, and the brother-in-law comes into the room and asks Renee, how do they solve the problem? You know what I think? I think that brother wants everything to go smoothly so that Renee will take Chatty back to the States with her, and he doesn't have to take care of Chatty anymore. I just get that feeling from the brother because he's always trying to smooth things out with Renee. I get that feeling. I'm sorry. That's the feeling I get from him. They start arguing, and again, she told Chatty to shut up. Whenever she doesn't want to hear what he's saying, whenever he's speaking reason to her and she don't want to hear it, she tells him to shut up. Then the sister comes into the room, and Renee went at the sister. And Victoria is pissed at the way Renee talks to Chatty. And I don't think any sister would be pissed at the way Renee talks to Chatty. So Victoria and Renee, they're yelling at each other. And Renee is way out of line. She's all up in Victoria's face, yelling at her, telling her to calm down, girl. She's all up in her face, in her own house, telling her to calm down, girl. The husband is saying to Renee that she shouldn't talk to his wife like that way. Renee told Chatty to stand up for her. So she expects him to go against his family for her when she's being disrespectful to everybody in the entire household. She told him he better stick up for her. Renee started talking about something about when the earth was created. It was a program. And nobody understands what the hell she's talking about. And Chatty said sometimes Renee says some stuff that makes no sense and he can't subscribe to it. So she got her crap and left. And Chatty said he still loves her. And I think he's lying. He don't love that lady. There's no way he can love that crazy lady. He said they are not even married yet, but she wants him to choose between her and his family. And then we see her in a car and she's just bawling her eyes out. And I hope this is the end of this relationship. Next up is Matilda and Niles. Things did not go well the first night in the hotel. It's the next morning and Niles is in the bathroom. And apparently the guy in the food did not agree with his stomach. When he got out of the bathroom, Matilda asked him why did he refuse to have sex with her the night before. Niles told her that the last person he had sex with got too possessive with him. In his confessional, he said his last girlfriend wanted to have sex 6 rounds every day. Niles said twice a week is good enough for him. Twice a week? It's 7 days in a week, Niles. What are you talking about? So they agreed to wait until after they get married to have sex, and she told him that if I ask for it, tell me no. Later they go to the beach, and Matilda told Niles that over 200 people are coming to their wedding. She then told him that she told him about the process of them getting married. He has to knock on her door and ask for permission to marry her. Then the bride's family gives the groom a list of things for him to bring. Niles asks her what is the price for the bride price. She says she don't know, but her mother and uncle will be the one to tell him that. In his confessional, Niles said 200 people is snowballing out of control. He said, how is he going to navigate this? He needs to tell her that he doesn't plan on marrying her. So next, Niles took Matilda shopping. She needs a dress for the knocking day. So she tried on this skirt. And she wanted the skirt. The skirt cost $80. He can't afford the skirt, but he bought her the skirt. How in the world is he going to manage to pay for a wedding with over 200 people, plus the bride price, when he's having a hard time paying for an $80 skirt? He is way over his head. He then took her to go get her nails done, and while she's getting her nails done, he goes to a jewelry store. And he wants to propose to her in person, because he proposed to her online, but now he wants to propose to her in person. And then while he's proposing to her and giving her this ring, then he wants to tell her then that he doesn't want to get married right then and there. So he bought an engagement ring that cost, I think, $234. Not bad. Next, we have a new couple. Vanya, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and Bojo. Vanya is 41 years old from Orlando, Florida. She is a belly dancer, a makeup artist, a vegan baker, and a medical sales rep. She said 11 years ago her guy cheated on her and it was hard to bounce back from that. She said she is originally from Bosnia. She said 8 months ago she took a trip back to Bosnia, and while there she went on a dating app and met a basketball player named Bojo. Bojo is 38 years old. He's from Split, Croatia. She said she swiped right, but he didn't respond to her until she got back to the States. So they've been talking. They've been talking now for 8 months online. She plans on going back to Croatia to meet him for the first time. So next, Vanya goes to a flea market to meet up with a friend of hers. The friend is concerned that Bojo might hurt Vanya because in the short period of time that they've been talking online, Vanya said after a few months of talking to him, she planned a trip to go meet him, and then he started acting funny. He started not communicating with her as often as he was. So then he called her and told her that he couldn't date her anymore or see her anymore because he was dating somebody else. She said a couple of months later he texted her and said that he was done with this other chick and he wanted to date her now. So her friend does not think that Bojo is as serious about her as she is about him. But Vanya, she don't care. As far as she knows, she loves this Bojo guy. So Vanya is packing to go to Croatia, and her cousin comes over to help her. The cousin asked her if she would be staying with Bojo in Croatia. She said Bojo lives with his mother and his aunt, so she can't stay with them. She got her own place. Vanya said Bojo is saving up so that he can get his own apartment. Then Vanya told us that she has not had sex in over 6 years, but she planned on getting some in Croatia. Vanya talked about in Bosnia, the war in Bosnia, and how her and her family escaped the war, and it was very, very sad. But anyway, she's hoping that when she comes back from Croatia, she'll have a ring on her finger. Next, Vanya is all packed and she's ready to go, and she packed a lot. She has a large suitcase, a medium suitcase, and a small suitcase. How long is she planning on staying in Croatia? So she's hoping that she'll come back with a ring on her finger. So she gets to the airport and she decides she's going to call Bojo because she hasn't heard from him all day, so she's going to call him. She called him, he doesn't answer the phone. So now she's worried that, the same thing might happen that happened before. She was planning to come see him and he called her and told her not to come. I'm dating somebody else. But he hasn't responded to her, but she gets on the plane anyway. And she's praying that when she gets to the airport in Croatia, he's there to pick her up at the airport. But I think her friend is right. I think she loves him more than he loves her. It's a one-sided relationship. Next up, we have Brian and Ingrid. This is the sauce right here. Brian picked Ingrid up from her house, and they went to a restaurant to meet 3 of her friends. After that, she plans on going back to his hotel with him. So they get to the restaurant. They sit down with Ingrid's friends. Ingrid introduced Brian to her friends. They ordered drinks. They asked him how is he enjoying Brazil. He said Brazil is too damn hot. They asked him if he has been to Brazil before. He said yes. They asked him if he came by himself. He said yes. They're trying to figure out how independent he is. But he's trying to talk about, he's trying to not try to talk about how independent he is. He's trying to talk about his medals and the sports that he plays and winning the championship. But they want to find out just how independent he really is. Brian is one slick son of a gun. So the messy producer asks the friends, what do they think of Ingrid dating an older guy in a wheelchair? One friend said she was surprised that Ingrid was dating an older man in a wheelchair. And another friend said they're going to have a whole bunch of problems. So there's this friend of hers who's dressed sexy in a blouse. This sexy blouse. I don't think when you're coming to meet somebody's man, you come dressed sexy. But the one that's dressed sexy, I think that's inappropriate. But what the friend asks. The friend asks Brian if he's staying at Ingrid's house. Brian says no, he's staying at a hotel. Then the friend asks, the same friend in the sexy outfit asks, does she come to the hotel often to see you? He said no, we hang around the hotel, areas around the hotel. Then the same lady asks, in the sexy shirt, asks, how was their first love? their first night having sex is what she wants to know. How was the first night having sex? She needs to mind her damn business. But Ingrid told her to calm down, you know. But Brian told Ingrid, answer the question, answer the question. Ingrid told them that they have not had sex yet. So disgusting Brian told them that when he comes to Brazil the very first night, he is in bed with somebody, and that is normal for him. As soon as he comes to Brazil, he finds somebody to have sex with, to jump in bed with. And that's normal. So this is not normal for him not having sex, being in Brazil and not having sex. Brian is a piece of work. Him and his catheter and Viagra. He said Ingrid is a catch and he does not want to ruin things. So that's why he's taking it slow with Ingrid. Like it's his choice. It's her choice, not yours. And that's all he should have said. He shouldn't have said the first part about him having sex with people when he first gets to, the first day he gets to Brazil. He wanted these ladies to think that he's the man and he just gets women like that and he puts it down. That's what he wanted these women to think. I really can't stand Brian. He's full of shit. He's tooting his own horn. And people who do that, who brags about things, are really, they're lacking. They're lacking luster. Ingrid said in her confessional that Brian sleeping with women on his first night is news to her. But don't worry, Ingrid. He's either lying or these women that he's sleeping with are prostitutes. I think she needs to dump him. So Ingrid thinks Brian is ready now to settle down with her. She thinks that, you know, he's not sleeping around anymore. But Brian's been married four to five times. He's been trying to settle down. He's been trying to find, he's trying to marry somebody so that somebody will take care of him when he gets old. That's why he promised his daughter when he left the airport, when she dropped him off at the airport, that he wouldn't get married right away, because he wants to marry somebody so that they'll take care of him. So they're going to be staying at his hotel that night, so maybe he'll get to use his Viagra. So next they go to Brian's hotel, he gives her a gift, and the gift is a red, skimpy thong and a bra. And the gift is not really for her, the gift is really for him. So she goes into the bathroom and she puts on this skimpy thong and bra. She gets in bed and he massages lotion all over her. And an hour later, we see Brian rolling out in a short and t-shirt in his wheelchair. And a message comes on the screen that says that after production left, Brian and Ingrid got into an argument. So then we see Brian talking to the producer by the pool, and Brian said he did not have a condom, so Ingrid shut everything down. She shut it all down, and she even refused to have oral sex, for him to give her oral sex. How can he not have a condom? Who does he think he is? So we see Ingrid, she's sitting in a car, and the producer asked her what happened. She said basically the same thing. She said, she asked him if he had a condom. He said no. He offered oral sex, and she said no, and he got upset and left. Brian said he did everything and still got no action. He said he met the kid, he met her friends, he bought her a red skimpy thong, he massaged her with lotion, he offered oral sex, he said, and still didn't get anything. He said he's confused. He said she hurt his feelings. Ingrid said she give up. She said this is too much for her psychologically. She said she don't need this shit. Last but not least, we have Faith and Lauren. Lauren texts Faith to ask her to have a conversation with him. He claimed she took forever to respond, but she finally said okay. She came to his room to get him, and then they went to a park to talk. Lauren told her that he went to the clinic and got medicine, and in a week he should be all healed up and ready to go. She told him that him having a disease is alarming. He said, I know, I messed up. But he's still telling her that she misunderstood about him sleeping around with other people. And he's such an idiot. Instead of just apologizing, if he really wants a relationship with her, all he needs to do is apologize to her. Don't try to make it be her fault, misunderstanding that she misunderstood and it's her fault. So she said to him, so every time you sleep over at somebody's house, you have sex with them? He goes, no, not every time, just once a week. She said to him, so why were you telling me you love me when you were sleeping with other people? He didn't answer the question. He told her he loved her and he's not going to do that again. Then he said, I'm sorry I cheated on you. Oh, now he's admitting to cheating on her. Now he's saying it's cheating. He said, I'm sorry for cheating on you. Lauren said, you should, she told him that she's very hurt and she can't do this again. He said he won't do this again. From now on, it's just going to be her. He's just going to mess with her. He's not messing with no other women. She told him that she does not know what to do because they were supposed to go meet her family. She was supposed to take him to meet her family. She said before he came to the Philippines, he paid for the expense for them to go visit her family. So they decided that when she introduced him to her family, she'll say he's her friend. She won't say this is her boyfriend. She say this is her friend. And then she said he has to prove himself to her before she can call him her boyfriend again. And that was it. That was the end of the episode. This is the end of my review. Princess on a Pillow here. Thank you so very, very much for watching. Bye.